Hello, this is Pete from Gasoline Alley Toys here in Onalaska, Wisconsin, and today we want to show you some real basic tips and maybe some tricks on some installations of our parts on some of the trucks. And today we're going to start with the Buddy L. We get a lot of questions on our windshields, and our windshields are part number BLP-009. And this windshield is a little heavy and a little thick on the back end, so it's a little hard to get the top popped down when you get it in. And what I basically do, I will go ahead with a real small file and I will file these corners down. I will file this back edge down a little bit, do both sides, and I'm going to skip ahead a little bit. I've got one done and it turns out really nice. You can go ahead and use painter's tape on all these edges if you want to protect your windshield. I don't, I just take my time and go really slow. So that's our windshield. I'm going to show a basic installation of that. And again, it's BLP-009 on Gasoline Alley Toys website. So here's our Buddy L. I kind of pre-popped these front posts. They click down in there. And you use a screwdriver and go underneath, or you can kind of squeeze them and pop them out from the top. So once you get that started, the roof will come off and you can slide the old windshield out. Now this is a pretty decent windshield, but it does have a crack and it is yellowed a little bit, so maybe you want to change that. So again, we take our BLP-009 windshield that we've done some sanding and done some filing. I use a file, other people can use sandpaper. Basically, you don't have to take this all the way off. You don't have to take the back roof off. I do clean this out a little bit, this groove, so it fits nicer and actually looks nicer when it gets in there. And sometimes these posts, one of the biggest thing on any trucks are these window posts. They will be bent or bent down from the kids playing with it back in the day. You can move them out a little bit. Slide your windshield in there. She fits pretty nice. Now, again, why we sanded it or filed it was to get this roof back down. So we've got everything in there. It's lined up. I'm just going to push gently, and it clicked all the way down to that first tab on both sides. You can see that. So that's what the sanding and filing did. It took a little bit of material matter off the back of that windshield in those back corners, and then you're able to pop this roof down nice. And if you can see, that's just a really nice fit, and look how much nicer that looks. So you don't have to fully restore trucks to make them look nicer or complete. You can add a windshield. Something else we offer is our grill for this truck, BLP-021. And we also offer the front, I call it a brush guard, but we call it a plastic bumper in our catalog, which is BLP-004. The brush guard is real easy. You're going to have to go underneath this bumper. I'll show you on ours. It's got the two tabs there. So first thing you do is go underneath, and you can use your hand or use a screwdriver and pop that out. Okay, that pops out, so your bottom's out. Lift that straight up, and you want to get that middle tab out first. Once that middle tab comes out, just lift it straight up, and you can get your other top two tabs out. This is a pretty nice grill too, so but for the sake of showing you some of these things, I wanted to take that apart. So there's your old grill. Here's our new one. But first I look at this and I think that's a little rusty. Some guys will take that out and have it replated. Or you can buy our grill, which is BLP-021, nicely stamped and plated. It is a nice fit. Now, this grill can be a little bit tough to get out because it's in there tight. I usually go underneath with the screwdriver and pop out the bottom tabs. Once I got that out far enough, and be careful with your paint, you may have to go in the top here because there's tabs on the top of this grill. See how they're starting to come out there? It pops right off. So there's your old grill. There's our new one. Now the new one can be a little hard to get in because sometimes this is a little bit wide. You can gently bring those together. And I start on the bottom. I put the bottom tabs in first, and then I get her lined up with the top. I'm going to try and get around here and So that's, you can see that's a little bit tougher to get in, so then I'll try it from the top first. And again, it's a little bit tougher. So what I like to do is I'll just take my fingers and maybe do that a little bit, bring them together just a little bit, even like that. Just a little trick or tip that might help you a little bit. And eventually, let me see. There, you heard that top tab snap in there? I had to use a little more pressure than what I like, but you can gently bring these together on our part to get that to go in a little easier. Now, we just got to pop the bottom in evenly on both sides. And now it's nice and tight in there. Now, with that new grill in, take your new grill or bumper, I call it brush guard. Start at the top this time and put your top 2 tabs in. And then gently bring it down. Your middle tab will line up real nicely, and then your bottom 2 tabs is what holds this brush guard in. Maybe you can hear that or see that. There they pop in, and there you go. So there's a new look on an old truck. Our windshield, which we sanded a little bit or filed, got the window post to pop down nicely. Had a little bit of trouble with this grill, but again, that's why we're showing these things. Squeeze those tabs a little bit closer and you'll get it in there. You may have to be a little firm. Once it snaps in, it's in. And then our brush guard, which went in rather easily. So you can see what a difference that makes on the truck. And again, you don't have to fully restore something, fully paint something. You can add a few items like this and add value to your truck and make it look a little better for your collection. Or if you're going to resell it, it adds value. So thanks for watching. We're going to show a few more here in a little bit.